Attention departing seniors.
Hello, Yanni. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. Congratulations on Departing Seniors arriving in theaters and on VOD February 2 today. I'm a big fan of slasher movies. How about you, Yanni? Are you a slasher movie fan?
You know, that's an interesting question. I think just the straight up slasher film, I'm not. I'm a bit like squeamish. But films like this that are horror films that have other levels and layers to it, I actually really do respond to. I liked the film 28 Days Later, kind of a zombie film. There's a sci-fi horror film called Event Horizon. I like films that have like this other element of sci-fi or drama or comedy or a social political commentary. And I feel like the script that Jose wrote for this really has a lot of those elements.
And this is coming from
That
somebody who,
said,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt. I was in Jason X, which is a
Yeah.
slasher film, but it was set in space. So that
Yes.
element is what I always really love. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Coming from somebody who was in Jason X, big fan.
Oh, I love, yeah.
We're not gonna spill spoilers here, of course, but tell my viewers, what can they anticipate? What's exciting about Departing Seniors, that you think is unique and fresh?
So this movie kind of does two things at the same time. On the one side, Jose, the writer, um, crafted a script that is very much an homage to other great horror films in the genre. So there's all kinds of references everywhere. You could actually play a drinking game. Like every time you spot a different film being referenced, you could have a shot of something. But on the other hand, he kind of infused it with his own personal experiences with identity and being bullied in school and that sort of thing, to make it a kind of a new film and a new character and a new story. So you get this nostalgic feeling of having seen some of these films before, but then you're seeing a new character on a new journey, and so the whole thing just feels like a great addition to that lineage of horror films.
You play a teacher here, right, Mr. Arda? Did
Yeah.
you pull from some of the teachers that you grew up with in order to play Mr. Arda? Talk to me about that.
I did, yeah, I did. I'm very fortunate to have had a number of really great teachers in my life who were able to connect with me past the sort of teacher-student relationship and really sort of uh, relate to me as, as a person who they cared about. And so I had a number of those teachers in my life, and those were the people I was thinking about when I shot this film. Yeah, a lot of my drama teachers, and I'm also a martial artist. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so a lot of my professors in that realm have really helped me along the way. And I was thinking about those guys as I played this role.
And talk to me about working with Ignacio, one of today's rising young stars. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen his show Primo, fantastic. Talk to me
Yeah.
about working with him on the set.
He's just a live wire. When you're in a scene with him, you have to be on your toes because he's going to bring a different energy, vibe, response, reaction to almost every take, which keeps it incredibly fresh and natural and keeps it on its toes. And the one thing in watching him that I really admired was he always fights for the character. He doesn't, a lot of people would have played his role as sort of a victim who's getting bullied. And he thought of himself and played it as sort of a heroic figure who wouldn't be beaten by these people. And that's really like an important lesson for actors, is that you always have to fight for what your character wants or needs in a story, and he just intuitively knows how to do that. So it was just great working with him, and I think he really does give a standout performance.
Let me ask you a deep question here. I asked the same question to Ignacio the other day. I mean, we're in 2024, and I'm glad that Gen Z has become, they're inclusive generation, and better than our generation. So before them. But bullying still persists. I mean, what do you think is the cause of bullying? Why is it part of our culture that's so inevitable and unavoidable?
Well, I mean, that's a huge question. So I don't have an easy answer as to why bullying persists. I'll give some ideas.
Mhm.
You know, I think when you see or experience a person acting or behaving in a way that's bad towards others, there's often some experience or trauma in their own youth or childhood that is motivating them to treat others like that. In this film, actually, there's a discussion on that one character's childhood experiences have led to them acting in a really awful way. And so I think when we give people support and resources to deal with mental health issues, we can start to deal with issues of bullying and so on. It's a very complicated response because how do you do that? But it's not enough to just say, well, don't bully or punish or whatever. You have to get into why are they behaving like that? And there's new reasons now with social media that like, you know, we're creating an entire generation of young people who are being judged and scrutinized and being public from such an early age that will then lead to bullying and so on. So we have to like look at that. The other thing is like, as a guy who trains a lot of jiu-jitsu, I find the best way to end bullying is actually teach people how to defend themselves and how to fight, because the moment you feel secure in who you are is the moment you don't feel like you need to try to impose anything on other people. You know, I've never really met somebody who trains and has a good sense of self that then decides to take that and put it on someone else. It's the people who feel insecure and threatened and vulnerable. They're the ones that are trying to prove something. So we actually can solve this problem by giving young people more resources and support in both their mental health and also physical health. But that's not easy to do. But it's a great conversation that we should be having. And I love that this film opens the door to start having conversations like that. You know what I mean?
Let me segue to a hypothetical fun question. If a masked killer wielding a big knife is chasing after you, Yani, is it fight or flight for you? What would you do in that situation?
It's definitely, if you can ever get away, it is flight. But I am going to just harp on this jiu-jitsu thing again. Whenever I watch, this is the thing, right? You asked, am I a slasher fan? Whenever I watch one of these films, it's like none of these characters ever, like, they don't train jiu-jitsu, they don't train how to fight. It's like I would want to stand there and like have a go at this person. Now, if someone has a machete or a knife, you always have to get out of there. But at the same time, let's not be victims here. You know, let's stand up for ourselves. And a lot of characters don't seem to do that, and it always frustrates me. You know, I'd like to see how the monster reacts if the person actually fights back. And honestly, you kind of see that in this film, and I think there's a lot to be learned from that. But
Final fun. Go ahead.
truthfully, I'm probably going to run. I mean, let's just.
Final fun question. Now, when fans come up to you, what are the things that they come up to you about? Is it 90210, Pretty Little Liars, or Lizzie McGuire? And which of them that you want to see rebooted?
I guess people come up to me sometimes saying like, I kind of recognize you from somewhere. They don't really know where. And so I have to be like, well, was it from the Lizzie McGuire movie? Was it from this? Was it from that? But yeah, I would say the Lizzie McGuire movie would be the film I get recognized from the most. And I get a lot of people saying, sing to me, Paolo, or this is what dreams are made of, or whatever. And a lot of people actually, when they're in Italy, they'll send me photographs of their vacation in Italy online. But if a film was going to get rebooted, yeah, they were talking about making the Lizzie McGuire movie into a TV series, and I was kind of bummed out that didn't work out. So that'd be great to see that happen.
Well, for my fans at home, everybody go check out Departing Seniors, arriving in theaters and on VOD today. Yani, thank you so much for talking to me, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Great chatting with you, and we'll do it again soon.
Attention departing seniors.